I'm Terry, and I'm your rec therapist today. And what I'm doing is a horticultural activity, which is basically transplanting smaller plants from smaller pots into larger pots. So that's our goal today. And before I go any further, I want to thank my participants, my ladies, for helping me today. Thank you. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is, what I've decided is I will go through from beginning to end the process of transplanting with my plant, which is a decorative pepper. So I will go through that first, and then I will guide and kind of support if they need any help, my participants today. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my gloves on, because there could be allergens and things in soil, and I don't want my people to end up with any allergies after working with these plants. And my ladies already have their gloves on. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is to dig my plant out, and I have here, I was fortunate to find some blunt tools. So, because as you know, if they're a little bit sharper, if they drop on someone's toe, if you're doing this in the summer and you had sandals on, so this is less chance of any injury with this. So anyway, I've got my plant, and the next thing I'm going to do, so I've got it removed from here, I'm going to just put a little bit of soil in here. Okay. And plop it in there. So I probably could put a little bit more in, but just to give you an idea. This has drainage holes in the bottom. So I think this is going to be faster to do it this way. So we need that drainage. Something else that I decided I was doing today is I found some nice bamboo biodegradable pots rather than glass pots. Again, for safety issues, I'm on cement right now, but even so, glass could still break. So some good fertilized soil. Now with my ladies, as you can see, they are going to be transplanting chrysanthemums. And they are a fall flower, and I was delighted to see that there isn't just the traditional yellow. There's like white and plum, like doing research on this, and lavender. And also I'm seeing something really cool that is new to me, but I'm seeing, they look like little globes where they're actually combining two different colors. And you can see in landscaping, like they look like little globes in people's yards. So anyway, you can see I was just scooping in, and my plant wasn't very root bound, so I didn't really do any of that with mine. And probably we could do a little bit more dirt in there and water it. Another thing is, with the mums, they don't like a lot of water. They don't like to sit in water. However, if you find the leaves are getting brown for a chrysanthemum, that means that they need water. Okay, so there we are. Any questions, ladies, with this transplanting that I did? No? Okay, so I will now get my participants to do their transplanting. So I'll just move mine off to the side. So Joy, I'll just have you come around on this side. And Bev,
That's when we need to water.
so we'll have to water them when we're finished. So, okay, so I just have them in here, but actually they're still in their little pots. Still in the little pot. All right, Bev, are you more comfortable sitting, or would you like to stand?
I don't know. It was just,
Okay. Okay.
These are amazing.
Aren't they
Nice.
nice?
Hard to believe it's bamboo.
They're biodegradable, so perfect. So, anyway, you can start putting a little bit of soil at the bottom. So Bev, actually you could use the soil out of here, because that's the first thing that you can do. And like I say, you can just fill that up.
Do you have water? This one's very dry too. Just needs a little bit.
And you're going to see that Joy is going to loosen up the roots by watering it, because these plants are very root bound.
Yes, they are.
And so does anyone know the purpose of ripping these roots apart? Why we do that?
I think they spread
Instead
out
of
and
just plop
get
it
more
in.
nourishment that way. Otherwise, they-
Okay. All right, do you think that's enough soil, Beth?
I could get more than
You can try, so why don't you take your plant and it'll pull out nicely out of the pot. Yeah, and just see how well it'll go in there if you need any more soil. No, I think it's gonna be fine. Okay, so anyway, Bev, I'll have you pull your plant back out. And like Joy, what you need to do now is to break up the root. To hang on to that plant, Bev, and you can see what Joy is doing. Okay, you can make a mess on the table, that's okay. And just break that root up. And just sort of squish it. I'll just show you. And just squish it up like this. And you can even rip some of this old root away. Like you can do that much. Okay, see that's good. So you can plop it in there. Okay, Bev, so I will hold it. And now you can fill it up with the dirt. Because now it's good to go from here.
I think that's enough, isn't it?
So we'll need lots of dirt there, Bev.
There's a bit more here yet. Oh, you found that.
I have this one here. But maybe what I'll do is I'll give Bev this bigger one. If you need, I don't think you probably need anything anyway. This is hands-on. Our hands can do a lot rather than. So there you go, Bev. So you can fill that up, that cup. And there, and so you can
Very pretty.
use up all that soil. There you go. Okay. So I guess that's it. because that's all the soil we have. But it should come up to
I've got
be...
more actually at home if you need it for the next, to do it again, but
Yeah. Just so that we can see. Yeah. All right, so Bev, you can see now you want to kind of work that plant into there. And we do need a little bit more soil in there. So something else too is, especially if you have these plants in late, yeah, you can keep working at it. If you have chrysanthemums in late spring and summer, you can start pruning them then. Start deadheading them and pull off any dead, stems, because then it'll be bushier in the fall for you, and actually it'll bloom better if you're continually deadheading it.
these last a long time. These are beautiful.
So,
Probably have these at Christmas still if it's keeping them.
really?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
That's a nice thing about living in the Okanagan. The plants have a longer growing season. And another thing too, in watering, so Bev, here you can water your plant. When watering, just to kind of stay away from the foliage. There, that's good. Because it tends to make the plant to turn brown. Maybe the water may do that. And Joy, you said you have already.
I did water, but I didn't really want.
Right.
I just,
So you can see already
do
on
these drain?
they've got.
Looks like they do.
Oh yeah. So you can see already that we can sort of spread this out a little bit and take some of these. We could already break off some of the green in here. And again, not to let water sit. Mums don't like that, to let the water sit at the bottom and absorb it upwards. So another thing with the mums is that they like they're full sun. Okay, so actually my environment here is not very conducive, okay, because it's low light.
No,
However, 8 hours is a lot. You could put them in on the east side, where if they get at least 5 hours of sunlight, you can have a seat, Bev, even if they get 5 hours, they'll do fine. And something else about that is the same is true for darkness. If you decide you want these as a house plant, you have to make sure that you get enough darkness, so you don't want your lights on too much as well. So anyway, any questions about mums? I learned a lot about it, but I hope that you did learn something
they're very
too.
pretty. They're very vibrant sunshine. I feel like they like sunshine.
Yeah, I really, yellow is mine. So, anyhow, if you don't have any questions, then I guess that concludes my transplanting of mums into bigger pots. And again, thank you ladies for
Thank you.
helping me out.
Thank you.
And that is the end of my program plan.